to the Citizen channel. Yes, the anaesthetic's wearing off. I'm beginning to feel a lot of pain again now watching City. I was numb for a while, laughing about it, and now it's all getting a little bit painful again, isn't it? This is the player ratings show, though. We'll talk about the story of the game on another vlog. This is my player ratings, and Joe Bray of the Manchester Evening News. Yes, Simon Bogowski gave himself a night off, so Joe Bray was over in Italy, or he was at home watching it. Who knows? I have no idea, one way or the other. Of course, if he's pressed, perhaps he gets a little treat if he goes over. But we'll have a look at the player ratings anyway for Juventus 2, City 0, 11th of December 2024, 8 PM kickoff. Match day 6 of 8, of course, of the 36-team league. We now sit 22nd, is it we sit? Yeah, 22nd. So we're still in with a chance. There you go. We've got hope. Bob Hope and no hope. Which one you decide? Joe Bray, right? 6 is okay for an okay game. I've reiterated. I've looked at this a couple of times. I did it last night and I've done it this morning. Just having a quick think and a sleep on it. So let's see what we come up with. Right, Joe Bray, Edison. Recalled after 3 games in the cold, Edison was hoping for a quiet night. Well, he did have a quiet night. Unfortunately, when he was asked to do something, he didn't do it very well. He spilled Dusan Vlavic's header just over the line. I don't think there's that much could have. Actually, I thought that was all right. I wasn't worried about that. It was the first shot that he chested out, but worried me more than that one. In fairness, he didn't have much time to react. He was just unlucky. To cancel out a smart stop seconds later, it wasn't the smart stop. He should have just caught it. I have no idea. I watched it back. I still think he should have caught it. He just sort of. It was a good shot on target, but it was straight at him. He's got to do better. So I'm not really sure what he was doing with that. Then he sort of came for one and dropped it a little bit later. Had bugger all to do, but when he did have something to do, he was pretty useless, wasn't he? I don't think dropping him had the right effect, unfortunately. It just made him more nervous, which doesn't help us, does it, going forward? Joe, give him a 4. I was going to perhaps go a little bit lower, but I'll give him a 4. He had a couple of things to do, cocked it up, so there's a couple of points knocked off. 4 from me as well. Kyle Walker, Joe said some important interceptions in the first half, but once again a question mark over his defending for Vlavic's goal, and he was a long way upfield for the killer second. Well, that's just Walker. He absolutely offers us nothing going forward, and now he offers us nothing going back. Just a defensive malaise, and he's just part of that defence. I couldn't say yes, you Walker, but sometimes, yeah, obviously his pace has gone, hasn't it? Let's be honest about it. Joe, give him a 5. Yeah, probably generous actually. I'll give him a 4.5. I've got scoring more than Edison, but 4.5 from me. Ruben Diaz, Joe said not quite at fault for either goal. It's part of the defence, but City needed him to take control. Yet City were too easy to get open in the second half. He's given him a 5. I just thought, yes, he was the best of a bad bunch, but he's just chasing shadows like the rest of us. He had a couple of blocks, I think. But when we're on the back foot and we're having to turn him, obviously we're getting breaks on us, etc. He's just chasing shadows like the rest of our defence. Joe, give him a 5. I'll give him a 5.5. I've knocked half a point off just for being a defender. Guardiola gifted the ball to Juventus, said Joe, and then out jumped for their opener. He can't shake those mistakes at the moment. He was badly out of position for the second. Well, he's supposedly back in his favourites where he's supposed to be really good in centre half, but he just looks small. I mean, I'm not saying he is small. He just looks small compared to the players he's playing against, and he does these mistakes. Are crucial mistakes as well. We're not getting away with them in this sort of form. Joe, give him a 4. I'd have to give him a 4 as well. A lot of these players, I think, just need to be taken out the firing line, and we can't take them out of the firing line for a game or two. Well, it didn't work with Edison, though, did it? Rico Lewis, Joe said another defender who's more solid defensively than the Crystal Palace draw, yet still questionable for the goal. He's always lost on that left-hand side, I think. He's got no chance. Maybe his enforced rest this weekend will be a positive. Yeah, he can't play this weekend. Another who needs, as I say, the most of them need a rest. He was okay going forward. He battled hard. Did okay, lost a couple of balls, but defensively he's just a waste of time. But that's not his fault, that's just how it is. Joe, give him a 5. I'd give him a 5 as well. I'm not going to go over the top on poor Rico playing with this bunch. Ilkay, Gundo still looks in desperate need of a rest, says Joe, but he's using the experience to get through one game at a time. Well, aren't we all? City's biggest attacking threat in their same second half. Yes, that's the sad thing. I think sometimes he just feels totally confused as to what's around him compared to perhaps what was there 2 or 3 years ago. He looks for Kev for inspiration. Kev isn't quite at it. So, he's done worse. Joe, give him a 6. He's still culpable. He's still part of the overall unflattering display, disappointing display. I give him a 5.5. Although last 2 or 3 games, actually, he's looked one of the better players in a pretty bad bunch. Bernardo, another game, another position, said Joe. Bernardo was back on the wing and City looked more balanced for it. He just couldn't turn that into a goal and his influence waned as Juventus took control. It certainly did. He just couldn't find that final piece in his personal jigsaw, could he? But he tried. He was stuck out on the wing again. Please not the pet. I mean, being petulant and being a mad ass is all right when you're winning. It just looks pathetic when you're losing. So I wish he could knock that on the head, that little thing at the end. Knocking the. I know the keeper made a big thing of it, big lads like they were, but we don't need that Bernardo. I'm sorry, it just looks really sad when we're getting beat. It doesn't, it works when we're winning. We can all laugh about it. Oh, cheeky chappy, but not when we're losing. Joe, give him a 6 again. I can't give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 5.5. Might have done better a couple of times. KDB, now probably me and Joe do agree on this one. Joe says, starting the third game in a row, De Bruyne was waiting all evening for a gap to open up. He found Haaland in the first half and flashed a shot wide, but couldn't unlock that killer ball. He looked our better player, but it looks as though, again, after he's played 3 games now, he needs a break. He's just, you just imagine him falling apart again. I know it's a horrible thing to say, but at this state of our team and he has to play, that just looks like he will fall apart at some stage. I mean, I noticed a bit of gap between games over Christmas time and New Year, but his shooting was off, but that happens always, KDB anyway. But some 2 or 3 nice little touches that could have ended in a goal for City. But again, he already after 3 games, we're putting too much on him. Joe, give him a 6. Yeah, I'd have to agree with Joe. I'll give him a 6 as well. I couldn't almost edge to a 6.5, but on the day, I think I'll have to give him just an okay match, a 6. Did his best. Jack Grealish selected number 8 to help Guardiola's decree to keep possession. Grealish looked good in the first half. I thought he started poorly, but faded and ended the night in the book. Yes, well, ended the night on the losing team as well. I thought he just faded quickly. He had a little influence, and then he was stuck on the left, where again he was ineffective against a very, very good Juventus side in defence, as you'd expect. I mean, they're not unbeaten, this team in Italy. They've drawn loads, but they were unbeaten. So he was just ineffective. Joe, give him a 6. I think that's kind. I've just given him a 5. I just thought it was a waste of space, actually. Doku struggled to get involved, said Joe, as Juventus doubled up on him. They did. Once he got in behind, he couldn't find a teammate with any crosses. Was anyone moving? Was anyone actually doing anything to help him out? That once fizzed across the 6-yard box. It was just crying for a touch, but Haaland had moved somewhere else. But we need more than just Haaland, don't we? We need, for a winger like that, you need 2, 3, 4 options in the box, and we're just not getting people in that position, are we, to score those goals. Did have 2 on him, once or twice he had 1 on him, and he could beat 1. He could even beat 2 on occasions, but sometimes there was even 3 on him, which meant there was space for other players to get into position to help him out, perhaps, but they didn't, and that's just a poor from City. But he played his game, although it didn't lead to much, and all credit to him. Was he okay? Possibly, almost, but not quite. Joe, give him a 5. I've given him a 5.5 because nothing came of any chance he did create or any space he did create. Might be his fault, might be the other players' faults, but as it is, it didn't end in anything, did it? Erling Haaland, Joe said always alert, always running. Haaland was slightly unlucky with his chip in the first half that was saved. Barely involved, but one of the few to come out of the game with credit. No, not really. I thought little service, yes. I thought the chance at the time was a good save, but looking back, he scuffed it. He wanted it to sit up a little bit more than it did, the ball, and he didn't quite get the purchase on it or the boot on it that he wanted. Horrible at holding the ball up. I mean, he's terrible. I mean, I think back to people like Niall Quinn, who was, he was like Pelé compared to Haaland at holding the ball when it came to it. I mean, he kept losing it. The ball would bounce and it bounced away from him, and Juventus would take it off him. And I think Juventus had him on a leash. Simple as that for the most part. As just one of those games, big games where, even some against some other teams, he does lack that. He could, if he'd scored that first, I think it would have made a big difference. He didn't. I'm not saying he didn't make a half decent effort, but he could have done a lot better, I thought. Joe, give him a 6. I can't give him a 6. I just can't give him. I mean, he didn't score the goal, did he? So I could have been crueler, but I've given him a 5. Savvy came on 78. Joe just said didn't affect the game from the bench. He certainly didn't. No point on 78 minutes, 2-0 down. Never looked as though we scored. We played till midnight. Joe gave him a 5. Wasn't on long enough for me to mark. And of course, Nunes similarly came on. Ridiculous time, 87 minutes for Grealish, which I don't know. It's just a matter of giving someone a few minutes on the pitch, isn't it? I don't see the tactical point from Pep. It's just one of those stupid substitutions that you can't really see why. It is what it is. There you go, guys. That's the player ratings. Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know. I'm not going to do a man of the match. I can't really do a man of the match for that shocking display, can I? So no one for me. Of course, Joe Bray had 3 or 4 players on 6 out of 10. So again, no man of the match for Joe. I don't think particularly no one stood out. But credit to Juventus. We'll talk about them in my story of the game, which will be out after this. So once you've checked this out, please keep your eye out for the story of the game. And of course, very soon, a Pepsi 11 for the dreaded derby. Yes, I have no confidence, which might be a good thing actually. If we've got no confidence, might mean we'll do all right. But based on what we've seen, do we think? Anyway, we'll talk about that in the Pepsi 11 for the visit of United to City, of course, this coming Sunday. 15th, is it? 15th of December? I'll be there. God help us. Anyway, keep joining me, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. If you are new to the channel, not the most. I try and be story of the game's a bit more. I try and take the humour out of it where there is, but there's not a lot at the moment. So please, if you are new, please push that subscribe button if you like what I try and do. Push that bell notification so you know these vlogs are coming out. And I do City history as well, City past, present, as long as my voice can keep out. So join me. And if you look through the channel for all my City stuff, there's plenty of stuff on film and TV as well. Another little passion of mine. I have to have a break from this shower at the moment. So enjoy it. I do reviews, information vlogs, quizzes even, like I do on City as well. Please join me for that. So check that out, guys. Much appreciated. And all my socials, if you stay listening for a minute or two, I'll give you all my socials and ways of supporting me as well. If you can help support the channel, I'm always after support. That'd be wonderful. Just to find out how you can do that, just please stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the feature, and if you can support me through the subscription, if you can subscribe, guys, that'd be wonderful if you've not already done so. We do actually have memberships at the moment, just 99p a month, so you get access to all my City stuff, including all the history vlogs, dozens and dozens not been published yet that you get immediate access to, and every time I do a edit and do a vlog, you get immediate access to it as well. So you can have a copy of scripts as well if you want any hard copy of the sort of things I do on matches and teams and managers and players, etc. So if you can join the membership, that'd be wonderful. We do have sponsors at the moment. P6505 are our current sponsor. They have a little eBay shop, so if you check in the comments section, there's a link there to the shop. They sell movie posters from the 90s and 2000s. They sell DVDs, some classic Hollywood movies, some classic foreign language ones. And if you do see anything you fancy on there, if you do place an order, just mention me, just say Bernard sent you, and you automatically get 10% reduction in the cost of your order. So fill your boots, guys, and my thanks to P6505. And if you want to support the channel just by watching the ads, that helps. Watch the ads, let them play through while you just have to check your phone or something, let it play out. And of course, if you follow any of the links, that always works as well. If you follow a link to one of the ads and you fancy something, I've done it myself. I've followed a link and actually purchased something from another organisation, but it can happen. It can happen. Not all ads are stuff you're not interested in. And of course, if you can give us a like, guys, that would be absolutely fantastic. All likes are much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until the next time, of course, I only ever ask one thing, don't I? Please, I ask you all to stay safe, especially you Blues. Until the next time, Come on, City. Bye for now.